first drive of the second half, since Buffalo kicks off, Miami receives the ball. I think I'm understating it to call it crucial, because Don Shula's already stated this game is crucial. The loss here, the Dolphins are 1-5 in the division, 5-6.
He said we won't go to the playoffs if we lose today. He said that matter-of-factly to his team. And the arithmetic, while it doesn't count them out, certainly mitigates against them. They'd be a game back and 1-5 in the division with just 4 to play.
Well, they've got 30 minutes to make or break this season.
Well, you give Marino 10 minutes down 21-0 or less than that to get them the ball.
But it's not just Marino. Clayton and Duper have no catches.
Right, shut out. This kickoff is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers, as Norwood hits a high short spinner. Ball taken by Lorenzo Hampton. Here's a penalty marker down as Lorenzo Hampton goes down at the 22-yard line of Miami.
Yeah, they'll start half the distance to the goal. That's an illegal block. So instead of the 21, they go back to the 11 or thereabouts. On that 97-yard drive by Buffalo to score at the end of the half.
Illegal block. Number 52 on the receivers. First down at 10.
97-yard drive to score at the end of the first half. Now puts this Buffalo football team hanging from the rafters.
That was the third touchdown, a 97-yard drive. The Bills across their defensive front. Sean McNanny, 95. Fred Smerla, 76. And the super force at right end, 78, Bruce Smith. Cornelius Bennett, Scott Radisick, Shane Conlon, and Darryl Talley back the line. As Marino dumps it off, Bradford making a big play, gets the ball, and a first down for the Dolphins. Shane Conlon, the rookie from Penn State, 8th player picked in the last draft, runs him down, but he does it 14 yards downfield.
Looks like Stratford changed shoes. Conlon's got the man-to-man coverage. Don, this is the same play they started the game with, only the pass went to Ron Davenport, not Troy Stratford. First down, Miami.
Dan Marino's first start in the National Football League came 5 years ago against Buffalo. Now he's going to really have to air it out all second half. Down 21-0, but they go back to the run, looking for Buffalo to play pass rush. Bradford carries, and Radisick, who you remember had the interception in the second quarter, makes the tackle.
It looks to me like Troy Stratford has changed shoes. He's looking for a little better footing. He was spatted up in the first half. That is tape on the outside of his shoes. Now the tape is off. Let's see if his footing is any better.
Marino came into the game, sacked only 6 times. He's been topped a number of times.
Buffalo showing blitz, Don.
Now they pull off, go to the 3-man rush, and it's coming hard. Marino gets it away, but behind his receiver. Incomplete at the 32-yard line. On a second down and 9 play, it brings up 3rd and long.
That was intended for Clayton, and Dwight drained. It was right there, ball thrown behind Clayton. Very uncharacteristic offense of the Dolphins today.
Miami pass blockers, Trump, have now started to just try to ride Bruce Smith wide. They can't hold him out. He comes like a freight train. They ran him by Marino that time. Looked like he was going to get him. Smith, 78.
Buffalo Miami just 1 of 5 in third down conversions. Came into the game as the league's best in that stat.
Intercepted by the Bills. Picked up by the free safety, Mark Kelso. A free agent out of William and Mary, and so Marino's opening drive of the second half ends in an interception.
Pressure again. You could see Marino not follow through on that. It was intended for Mark Clayton. Good zone coverage. Now watch Marino when he finishes this pass. He can feel the pressure. Well, he kind of goes out of the screen, but it's a 2-deep zone. Just overthrows the receiver because he can't really step through it. And the second turnover by Miami today.
Well, the Bills start at the Miami 40. And if they haven't already, they could put the knockout punch on by taking it in here. Harmon running for some. Miami does a good job throwing it back. Dan Marino came into the game with 18 touchdown throws and just 6 interceptions this season. Today he has no touchdown throws. He's been intercepted twice. Offerdahl made the stop for Miami.
He's on the way to his worst day of the season by far.
Harmon's on his way to his best trump. He's over 100 yards and 17 carries.
17 for 101, career best.
Harmon is the I-back. Second down and 7. Buffalo forward wall. The white shirt pushed back at the snap of the ball. Straight ahead zone blocking, just blasting anybody in front of him and pushing him back.
They are running right at T.J. Turner. That pretty much gives you an indication of why it's 21-0 Buffalo. Buffalo's choice, run to the right. That's right at T.J. Turner. Third down and short.
Jamie Mueller, the rookie up back. Good blocker, and he leads the way for Harmon again. And Mueller gets it himself, and he takes it for the first down. He's down to the 25-yard line.
That's the vulnerable spot in this Miami defense. Apparently on film, Jim Ringo, the offensive line coach of Buffalo, says we can beat these guys right here. So the matchup all day has been Vogler, Devlin against T.J. Turner and Bob Brzezinski, and that combination is lost. That's where they're coming, and those guys know it.
Harmon back in as the I-back now. On first down and 10 for the Bills, who lead here in the third quarter, 21-0. Harmon caught and dropped. Gain of about 2. He's down to the 22-yard line. Mark Brown, outside linebacker from Purdue, made the stop. He's been Miami's best linebacker this season.
Same play to the other side. I mean, this is almost like practice. Let's keep repeating this play, fellas, until we get it right. They run Metzelars in motion. Let's see if we can pick up where they're going to run.
And it's been right a lot.
Let's watch and see if the tight end comes off the line of scrimmage and comes in motion. He's at the far side. It looks like he's going to stay there.
Harmon knocked down. Good defensive play. John Boza, the rookie #1 draft choice for the Dolphins out of Boston College, made the play, slipped the block, and third down and long comes up.
Now Ricky Porter, 26, comes in. 86, Tremaine Johnson comes in.
Rain has stopped now, but it's a cold, damp day in western New York. Winds have died down. Field is cold and wet. Kelly, third down and actually a long 6, almost 7. Setting in the shotgun. Here's a blitz. They pick it up. He throws, makes the ball is dropped. The 9-yard line. Ricky Porter wide open and Kelly right on his hands. But he ran before he had it, and so now the Bills send out their field goal unit.
This was an out and up, but no one covered Ricky Porter from the outset. You see him coming from the right. There's a nice little pick, and when he throws it out there, I think Porter's surprised that there's no coverage. Judson was the closest man. Incomplete field goal attempt.
Norwood is 6 of 10. He's 3 of 4, 40-plus this year to be a 38-yarder. Wind not a factor at this point. It was gusting earlier. Pins it up. He's got enough, and it's through, and the Bills have more. They move out now to a 24-0 lead on Norwood's first field goal of the day. Officially, it's a 39-yarder, and he'll kick it off when we come back.
Today's game is brought to you by Mazda, bringing performance and value together. That's the Mazda way. By RCA, the most trusted name in electronics. And by Minolta and their Freedom cameras. For picture-taking freedom, leave it to the mind of Minolta.
Norwood, who just hit a 39-yard field goal, and now the Bills with 4 scores in their last 4 possessions.
I've never seen a Miami football team so dominated.
Touchdown, 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 field goal. 24-0 Bills. Short kickoff. Fielded by Dan Johnson, a tight end. Fumble. Ball out of bounds. It'll be Miami. So the Dolphins keep it. Steve Tasker, a special teams wizard, came down and made that stick on Big Dan Johnson.
You can see Lorenzo Hampton, 27, almost there to make the reception, but Tasker makes the hit. The ball is loose, and because no one can control the ball before it gets out of bounds, it remains Miami's football.
Indianapolis very much in command. But New England in trouble. Looks like they'll drop a game behind in the AFC East. Jets now, Cincinnati getting closer. 17-10 in the third quarter. The Dolphins again with the long field to go. 78 yards from the Buffalo end zone. First down throw. Nicely caught by Ron Davenport, who breaks the tackle, and he's ahead for a Dolphin first down out to the 34-yard line.
Davenport there as the personal protector for Dan Marino out of the shotgun. When he noticed that no linebackers were blitzing, that means he's been free to release. And great coverage by Miami. The wide receivers, Clayton and Duper, still shut out. Marino has to throw it to the fullback.
9:22 to play, third quarter. Dolphins trailing the Bills 24-0. Marino on first down. A little high. Johnson can't hold it. Second and 10 for Dan Marino and the Dolphins.
Not well thrown. 8 of 19, 96 yards. This from a guy who, for his career, has averaged 272 yards passing a game. Fred Smerlas almost got his hands on the ball. A little stunt up front.
Lewis comes wide right. He's in the slot going in motion 82. Duper is wide right. They go to the run. Bradford trying to pick a hole, but there's none there as the rookie cornerback Nate Odom comes up and gets him. Bill's defense being saluted play after play as this game wears on.
This is certainly the biggest indicator of the lack of success today for Miami. This is going to be third down and 10. They are 1 of 6 in third down conversions. Buffalo 5 of 8. Nothing Miami has tried has worked for very long today.
Bills trying to exercise a lot of demons. They've only beaten Miami 4 times in the last 18 years, and they play twice a year. Miami's won the last 5 here in Buffalo. Dolphins are the winningest team in the NFL in the 1980s. Almost 68%.
Smerlas jumped off sides, and the offensive guard came out of his stance. He has seen better days out of this ball club.
And he'll see good ones. Two teams aren't allowed a year off.
Watch the left side. It's Roy Foster who jumps.
Marv Levy, the Buffalo coach, telling us yesterday that in the regular games, the 7 regular games, when we've run 30 or more times, we've won 4 times. 3 games we didn't win 30 or more, we lost. Marino and the Dolphins, their troubles mounting in the cold at Buffalo.
That ball skidded back there. Very uncharacteristic of Dwight Stevenson, probably the game's best center. It's not like this Miami team to come apart at the seams. All right, you can see he's talking to Dwight Stevenson right there. John Sandusky, the offensive line coach. That's very unusual. Marino tries to get up and make a plus out of it, but Sean McNanny there, I think they'll rule that a sack. I'm not sure.
Ron Pitts is back. Look at Reggie Roby. Averaging over 50 a punt, hitting at 77 yards. Long, but it'll come back. It's low as a blocker in front of Pitts. And he is out to the, here's a free ball on the field, and there's a pursuit of it by a Dolphin and a Bill. Looks like Derek Burrows came up with it for Buffalo. So the Bills keep it back inside their 40, a 36-yard punt, 7-yard return. Don Cookie with Bob Trumpy back at Red Stadium. Fisher ruling Trump on that last play was not a sack. It's ruled an aborted play because of the bad snap. Marino's been sacked only once today, that by Cornelius Bennett, but he's been feeling the heat all day long.
To say the least. Look at these drives by Miami today. 2 interceptions, both led to scores. The 97-yard drive led to a score, and the field goal. Total domination by Buffalo.
Pitch back. Harmon breaks it. Penalty marker comes in.
Don, if there's been one thing that has gotten Miami in this mess, even with the flag, it's been the inability of their defense to stop the run. That's what got that. Initially, Buffalo ran up and down the field, and that's what's really cost Miami any field position or any chance of sustained drives. I think the call is on Pete Metzelaars, the tight end.
It's also got Miami in this predicament. Buffalo's offensive line has dominated totally Miami's defensive front. Buffalo's defensive line has blown through Miami's offensive front. Just shut them out.
The 2 worst things that could happen in a football game. You can't control the foot on the other side of the football. Moon in the CFL.
In the first meeting this season, it was the Bills who trailed 21-0 and came back to win in overtime. Now Miami must first get in the scoreboard at least once to get it started. Bradford on first down is knocked down for a loss of about 5 yards. Leon Seals, another standout rookie, made the stop.
That play made possible by Bruce Smith, the defensive end, took the outside rush and basically took the sweep away. Watch when Stratford stops, Bruce Smith is out there in front of those 2 offensive linemen. He's got to cut back. I think Radisic makes the tackle,
Radisic had the first
along
hit.
with Cornelius Bennett. Smith is playing a whale of a game today.
Every day this year he's played, he's been a standout. Bill's ready to tee off now. Here's Tin Beck, and they'll come a humming with 2nd and 14 coming up. Smith held off with a double-team block, and Marino gets it off to Davenport, but only for a short gain out to the 46-yard line. Shane Conlon on the tackle.
Dolphins pretty much in a situation where they've got to go with not their hurry-up offense, but their 2-minute offense, taking their time to get it down the field to try to get back in the ball game.
Your old club trump, the Bengals, have now rallied to tie the Jets.
That's a team that Cincinnati does not play well. Freeman McNeil has eaten that ball club alive over the years.
Except for last season. Miami beat them 55-21, and Cincinnati beat the Jets. Third down, about 6 for Marino and the Dolphins. Throwing a catch. Jensen has the ball, but he's knocked down. Let's see if he got the spot. He had to make it just inside the Buffalo 40.
He doesn't have enough.
No, he's not there. But they've got to go for it.
Sure. You can see how out of sync this offense has been all day. The Jensen, a veteran, doesn't get the 7 yards needed to convert the 3rd down.
Yeah, dominant Shula teams have been against the Bills. The Bills were 0 for the 70s against Miami. Miami beat them every time they played in the 1970s over a 10-year period.
It's going to be interesting to see Miami's choice here. Do you run it through Smith? That's left side. Do you run it Cornelius Bennett? That's right side.
Bennett's a down lineman. Pitch back. They run away from Bennett. And Stratford pays as Shane Conlon rockets in. Going for it on 4th down. The Miami Dolphins don't get there. Bruce Smith is having a day. You want to keep playing.
Nothing wrong with celebrating, but one thing he's got to remember, the guys in a white shirt vote for him for All-Pro. You don't want to rub it in. Make your big plays, go to the sideline, high-five all you want, but don't embarrass your opponent on the field. They'll get you at the end of the season.
Very interesting point. We'll be back in a moment. Phil Villapiano, who was a very important part of the Bills' last divisional championship team. 7 years ago, they won the division in 1980. In the stands, up and lead the cheers. And today, a rare day when the Bills are in command of the Dolphins. 24-0, 3rd quarter, late in it. Harmon runs as the Bills look to run the clock. It's down to 1:13 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Does that play look familiar? I'll bet when they do the game films, they will have run that play 20 times today. There's the Dolphin bench. Those players with the encouragement of Don Shula before the game this entire week, knowing the situation they were in that they had to win, have to be very, very disappointed in their performance today. Totally dominated by Buffalo, and you can take nothing away from the Bills.
Now, they've had a day. They've done it all right 2 weeks in a row now. Beat the Jets and the Meadowlands of New Jersey last week. Here's Harmon. He's not going to get there. John Boza sheds the block and makes the knockdown. Now, while we have a moment, back to NFL Live. Here's Bob.
Well, Don, the Bengals are right back in it at the Meadowlands, tied at 17. Here's Esiason off the fake. Takes a while to find a receiver and finally drills it right through there. The 3-yard touchdown pass ties it up at 17, the Bengals and the Jets.
Bad year for the Bengals, but they're not quitting.
Standing ovation here in Orchard Park, New York.
Third quarter winds out. At the end of the third quarter, it's Buffalo 24, Miami nothing. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. The Buffalo Bills have been on the short end of a lot of lopsided scores when they played Miami. This is total domination, though. That's the catch-all phrase you've used correctly.
Yeah, I hate to keep repeating myself, but today, basically, the Buffalo Bills took the Miami Dolphins to the woodshed, whooped up on them, and they got a quarter yet to go. I don't think they're done.
Kelly stands in, throwing a catch. That was a tough one to connect on. Now did Harmon lose the ball? They rule he did. Don McNeil was defending. So the Bills have to punt as we check the numbers through 3 quarters.
Pretty impressive. 25 yards rushing by Miami. Time of possession.
Most significant numbers, Trump, would have to be that Marino only has 113 yards passing, and the Bills have 162 yards rushing.
Yes. Any way you look at it.
Tremendous hit downfield by the punter, John Kidd. Grady's lets it roll, and it'll be down inside the 5. It's the net kind of a day.
Look at this.
As Steve Tasker, who distinguishes himself on special teams out of Northwestern, makes the play on a 52-yard punt, and as you see, no return.
Well, this is about the time that you put in some guys to earn their letter. I'm just going to ask the guys down in the truck for a question. This might be very interesting. I'd like to know how the deepest penetration that Miami has made today against the Buffalo Bills. Look, take your time getting it. That shows more of the domination, the problem that Miami has had.
Dolphins have not even tried a field goal in this game. Marino with a throw and a catch over the middle. Beautifully done, and Clayton's running in the open field now as he crosses the 25-yard line. Gets out of bounds at the 27. So the Dolphins open up the Bills' zone defense, and Clayton running free in the middle catches a well-thrown ball by Marino.
Looked like Cornelius Bennett was the man in coverage. This is the part of the game that's going to take a while for Bennett to pick up. He turns him loose in the middle of the zone, and you're going to see Buffalo in zone, deep zone for the rest of the day. They'll give up these receptions. They don't believe in one quarter Miami can score 24 points or more.
Bennett weighs 235, and Clayton's one of the few people out there that's faster than he is. And not by much.
That was intended for Bruce Hardy, overthrown by Dan Marino.
Indianapolis laying waste to Houston in the third quarter. Colts go into Cleveland next week.
That Chicago-Green Bay game, a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Butler broke the tie with a field goal for the Bears. New England now still trailing in the fourth quarter against the Eagles.
I notice Buffalo has their backup defensive line in. Mesner, Seals, and Prater are now playing.
Marino on 2nd and 10. Free ball, almost intercepted. It's caromed off the shoulder pads of the free safety, Mark Kelso.
Look at this. Miami's deepest penetration today, the Buffalo 37.
NBC statistician Elliot Cow totaling the arithmetic, and it's been pencil's been working just on one side of the sheet today.
Yes, sir, and that's very unusual when you have a Miami Dolphin team in it. Look at there. That is absolutely remarkable.
The crowd isn't letting up, just like the Bills defense. 3rd and 10 for Dan Marino. Time, open man, a throw and a catch to James Pruitt out to the 47-yard line. Marino with that whip arm, tight spiral, gun to the head for a 19-yard gain.
Marino, for the first time, getting time to throw the football to look down the field. His number is getting better, but still not even close to what we normally see out of Dan Marino.
Scheduling club, as you know, is with the Dolphins the rest of the way, but it might be too late. 3 of their last 4 at home. Bills are on the road for 3 of their last 4. They play the Raiders in California next week, then go into Indianapolis. Bradford again with difficulty making the turn on the wet field. Leon Fields helped him down.
Radisic also their assist on the tackle. He's had trouble with his footing all day long. Let's see what can happen. See what happened. He gets up limping. When he tries to plant, the foot just slips out from underneath him. That's Radisic on top. For some reason, it always happens in games like this. The team behind seems to slip more than the team ahead, doesn't it? Footing has not been a problem for the Bills. Bradford's going off.
The Bills spent big in the recent years, and it shows now on the field. Ralph Wilson, the owner of the Buffalo Bills, says the next time somebody calls me cheap, I want to show them my payroll. $8 million for Kelly for 5 years. Bruce Smith, boxcar numbers. Shane Tomlin, a multi-million-dollar deal. Cornelius Bennett, $4 million for 5 years, including a $2 million signing bonus. They also packed the building. There's about 80,000 here today. Intercepted. Marino short. Derek Burrows picks it off, and he's wide open. Layton tries to get him, and finally Derek Burrows elects to take the 12th man and hops out of bounds.
3rd interception of the day for Buffalo. That ball very poorly thrown by Dan Marino. I don't believe it has anything to do with the weather either. Miami used to playing in rain. Rains almost every day in Miami, but it looks like he's trying to get it to Duper. Look how underthrown that ball is.
We'll be back with Kelly on offense after this.
Today's game is brought to you by Coors, a beer with a difference worth tasting. Coors is the one. By Apple Computer, giving you the power to be your best in home, school, and business. And by Norelco Electric Razors, for a close and comfortable shave.
.45 to play in the game. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. Dolphins on defense as they've been most of the day. Stratford now being attended to.
Last week he had 169 yards rushing. Look what happened to him today.
Kelly wants more. Over the middle he goes to an open tight end. Metzlars is out to the 50-yard line. A gain of 14 yards and a Buffalo first down. Lifford Hobley finally got him. Kelly's been well protected. Anybody this good that gets time is going to laser you up.
And if you add the running game that Buffalo has had today, every part of your offense is working. Looks like Miami's going with the they got somebody else in there at nose tackle. I see Doug Betters at end. I'll pick up who the nose tackle is here in a minute.
Straight ahead run by Ricky Porter. Not much there on first down, but the Bills now content to run the clock with 11:50 to go in the game, and their lead still at 24-0.
Brian Soche is out of the ball game, and Jackie Klein is now playing nose tackle, it looks like. Doug Betters also playing defensive end.
You pointed out, Trump, earlier the size differential, and that's been enormous. Miami's defensive front is not big.
No, they're made better to play down in that heat and humidity in Miami. lean, can go forever, but when it comes to straight ahead pounding, they have trouble.
Second and 6 coming up for Kelly and the Bills. Porter, open field. He's down to the Miami 35-yard line. He has a first down for Buffalo, an 11-yard run. Harmon's done his job. They're going to the backup now at the I-back to run it.
Donovan Rose finally on the tackle, but again, this running game from the initial drive has really hurt. There's the center, Ken Hall, on the nose tackle. You see the push. Devlin does a great job. The Miami defense allowing 149 yards rushing per game coming into today. And Ronnie Harmon well over 100 yards rushing, 177 to 23.
Back to Porter they go. Spread of the Dolphins inside the 35-yard line. Bears now up by 10. Philadelphia still over New England. Jets and Cincinnati still tied. The Jets are tied. The Patriots are losing. The Dolphins are losing. The Colts are winning big. Depending on what the Jets do, there could be a 2- or 3-way tie for first, which is unusual in this division where everybody's tied usually for first and last. 5 teams, all 5 and 5 starting the day. 5 games to play.
That one kind of went awry on Jim Kelly. Kind of slipped out of his hand a little bit. The officials do a great job on wet days of keeping that ball dry as best they can. That one seemed to slip. He hasn't missed many, has he? A couple of drops. That one slipping out of his hand. He's had one of those days.
One very significant factor also is the fact that Bills have not turned the ball over in this game. Marino's been intercepted 3 times. Kelly on the run. He'll be looking to slide in a minute. Inside the 20, Jim Kelly has the first down. As you're probably aware, when a player slides, any offensive player in possession of the ball, he immediately clears himself down, and it's illegal to hit him. Feet first only. If you go head first, they'll pop you.
Kelly, even though he wears number 12, has the makeup of a linebacker. I'm sure Ted Marchibroda, the quarterback coach, and Marv Levy have encouraged him to slide like that. He'd prefer going head first. I mean, you want somebody extra on the goal line, he'd volunteer.
Well, Paterno recruited him as a linebacker. Thought he was one of the best linebacker prospects in the country. He went to University of Miami because they told me he'd play quarterback. He got rich doing it. Hit back. Goes to Porter, and he's down to the 20-yard line on a first down play.
John Offerdahl on the tackle.
He's made a lot.
Not enough. There have been a great many more tackles made by the safeties today for Buffalo, and that's really been the problem.
I'll tell you one place, Trump, that Dan Marino, that's some counsel from Shula, that Jim Kelly will be on the night of January 1st, 1988, if the Bills aren't involved in an AFC wildcard playoff game that weekend, is at the Orange Bowl. To root on the Hurricanes, he'll be on the sideline as Miami goes against Oklahoma in all probability for the national championship. Over the middle throw, it's a drop ball inside the 7-yard line. You can't put it any more in the guy's hands, but great competitors, they want to get it all.
Jamie Mueller couldn't quite hang on to it. By the way, unofficially, John Offerdahl now 9 tackles.
Orange Bowl to be something again this year. That committee down there with one objective, and that's to showcase their city with the best college football matchup possible, and they've hit the mark again this year. Oklahoma going in number 1. Miami now number 2, a very strong number 2 after the rout of Notre Dame. But the Gamecocks of South Carolina have to be faced before there's an unbeaten season going into the bowl. Here's the throw downfield, and with the ball is Chris Burkett. He's to the 10-yard line.
This team has just become so much more aggressive. You see Burkett put his head down and fire between those two guys. They're going to go for the field goal. But a running game gives you that attitude on a particular day. It makes you psychologically tougher. You'll put your head in spots where you wouldn't on other days.
A young-looking gentleman, John Kidd, out to Scott Norwood out. John Kidd, the holder. Norwood's out of James Madison. He's good. Again. And it's 27-0. The beat goes on in Buffalo. All the Bills fans are sticking, but those Dolphin fans, let's go back to Miami.
They've seen enough. Not even Dan Marino can come up with 27 points with 7:56 to go. But your point about Buffalo, spectacular. Nobody's leaving. They want to enjoy every second of this.
And a very significant streak, Trump. Looks like it might come to an end today.
Yeah, Danny Marino had 30 consecutive games in which he threw for a touchdown. It's in jeopardy, and it looks like Don Strock is coming in at quarterback. So his Dan Marino streak will stop at 30. The all-time leader is Johnny Unitas with 47.
More importantly, it was a game that Shula said we have to win to be in the playoff chase. Short kickoff. Lorenzo Hampton runs it back and breaks free for the moment, then gets out to the 33-yard line.
There's Strock, Dan Marino's personal guru. See what Don Strock can do for Miami in his final 7:46. Not a lot of action.
Strock's been doing it for a long time. 14th year from Virginia Tech. And he's still very good.
There it is. Dave Craig's streak stopped, I believe, week before last.
That's right. Strock goes right into the shotgun and falling back and firing on first down. He makes the connection now. Clayton loses the ball at about the 43-yard line. Next week, a doubleheader day on NBC Sports. The Colts, currently beating Houston soundly, go into Cleveland, and that's about as tough a place to go the way that Brown team is playing now. Go down there between divisional leaders. San Diego plays at Houston. Doubleheader game. The Patriots head out to Denver. Patriots having a problem today with the Eagles at Foxborough, Matt. And the Bills go out to take on the Raiders at the L.A. Coliseum. Marker down as Strock throws. Down with the ball is Lorenzo Hampton. He has a first down if the play goes. But it might come back.
It's against Buffalo. Play will stand.
Lined up in the neutral zone, number 78 on the defense. That penalty is declined. First down.
Ends up being a 13-yard pickup by Lorenzo Hampton. Also stops the clock.
With 7:30 to go, it stops the clock. 27-0 is the count. Buffalo's in the lead. Bills have dominated throughout. Scoreless first quarter. They scored 21 points in the second quarter to put the game away. Cooper had it and lost it as he turned and started to run. White Rain was defending, and that brings up second down and 10 for Don Strock and the Dolphins at the Buffalo 45.
In a conversation I had with Walt Torrey, the defensive coordinator of Buffalo, a couple of days ago on the phone, I said, how do you stop Marino? He said, hope for a blizzard. It's not the only way. But today, great pressure up front and also excellent coverage. There have not been a lot of receivers open downfield for Marino to hit. He won't have many days like this.
Strock with the back pedal, throws it up to Jim Jensen, and he's to the 39-yard line. On a second down and 10 play, they got about 6, maybe 7.
Jensen wears 11. That's the quarterback's number.
He's everything.
He's listed as a backup tight end, a backup wide receiver, and plays running back.
Was the quarterback at Boston University. Jensen again on third down and about 5, and he'll be knocked down short of the first down. It'll bring up fourth and about 1.5 yards. Shane Conlon made a hard strike. New Orleans has now rallied in the fourth quarter at Pittsburgh to lead the Steelers. Cincinnati holding to a 3-point lead over the favored Jets. Cardinals in command at Atlanta.
Fourth down and about 1 yard. Pruitt.
Got a first down for the Dolphins, James Pruitt. Miami goes home to Joe Robbie Stadium. Next time out will be against the Jets. Bills head to L.A. to play the Raiders.
Very seldom in the coaching history of Don Shula have you seen a team perform like this. Would you agree, Don?
Just be completely dominated like this.
Yes.
The Bills might do this to a lot of teams before the season's over.
Well, even though Miami has played against teams in some situations where I think the other team was clearly better, and Shula's coach team generally is in there. They make something happen. And today, this is their deepest penetration. They're now at the Buffalo 31.
Marv Levy waiting for that clock to run out. He knows what can happen against Miami. It's happened to Buffalo too many times, but not today. 27-0 with 6 minutes to go.
The second half of Marv Levy seemed like it was a week long, I'm sure.
So, and a catch down to the 24-yard line. If the Dolphins don't score on this drive, we'll be switching much of our network to that very tight Cincinnati Jets game now in the fourth quarter. Those of you watching on the Bills network and also in Florida will stay with the Dolphins and the Bills. Don Strock trying to rally the Dolphins, not wanting to risk Marino with the injured on a day when it has not been the Dolphins' day. He's out of the game. Hampton, third footstep, another short on the ball.
Cornelius Bennett tipped that ball, and Lorenzo Hampton couldn't make the catch. Watch again, 55, drops back in total zone coverage. Should be coming from your left. As Strock throws his ball, there's Bennett showing his leaping ability at 235, and that probably saved the touchdown.
Hampton right in the jaws of that defense. He would have paid if he caught it. It would have been close. Fourth down again for Miami. Bills bring 8 people up on the line, but rush 4. One man blitzing. Here's a throw, and a tip ball is incomplete. And Buffalo takes over. As the celebration continues, the executive producer of NBC Sports is Michael Weissman. The coordinating producer of NFL football, Ted Nathanson. The director of today's game, Kenneth Edmondson. The producer, Richard Klein. Associate director, Ross Schneiderman. With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Criqui back at Rich Stadium, where the sun is setting on a now cold November day in Buffalo. This will be the first time since 1983 that the Bill regulars have won 2 games in a row.
You won't see many performances out of Miami Dolphins or Dan Marino like we've seen today.
Bills running the ball, and the Dolphins getting set for a long ride back to Miami. 5:14 to play.
We have the responsibility of picking the most valuable player of today's game.
There's a few.
Yeah, we may need a 900 number to figure this one out. Kelly, 15 of 21, 217, 2 touchdowns. Ronnie Harmon, 23 carries, 120 yards.
There's a goodly sized gentleman I'd like on my team.
Yeah. Andre Reed, 4 catches, 96 yards, and yet I think the defense was the part of the Buffalo Bills that absolutely sealed the Miami Dolphins' fate.
Emily comes in. Could be a hold on the Bills as they go to the run again. Running it hard is Ricky Porter. Hugh Green made the stop with 4:37 to play in the game. It's been over, though, for a long time.
Can't overlook the offensive line. They did an absolutely superlative job for Buffalo. This is a tough choice.
Holding Number 59 on the offense. It's still second down.
Mitch Farrat, a rookie, called for the hold. Big day for Marv Levy as coach of the Bills. This team really looking like one of the best clubs in the league today. Joe Devlin, the 11-year offensive tackle, said of Levy, he's a player's coach, he's a builder, not a knocker. Generates a very positive spirit in the team. That's been a big difference with a lot of these younger players.
I think he's the only coach in the NFL who is a Phi Beta Kappa from Coe College.
He also has a master's degree from Harvard
In,
I believe, history.
is that right?
You can't quite get one of those. Out to the 23-yard line.
Come on, Crick, help me here. Who's the most valuable player? It's somebody in a blue jersey and a red helmet. We know that.
I think it's either Kelly or Bennett.
Kelly or Bennett?
And if it's not either of them, it's Bruce Smith or Ronnie Harmon.
Yeah, well, you've certainly narrowed it down, made the choice a lot easier.
Of course, all 5 offensive linemen are going to get game ball.
Oh, absolutely. They've been... this is difficult. This is...
Somebody is our most valuable player. You got the Bennett there, a little bit like the Boz. Upfield, whacked out of bounds as he gets to the 37-yard line, but he gets a first down for the Bills.
The people in this stadium do not want to leave.
They haven't seen this very often. And a lot of lean years in Buffalo, just as there's been a lot of glory years in Miami.
I don't know that there's any place in this country that when the team is successful, there's more support for it than Buffalo. When they win here, this place is bananas.
Last divisional title was 80. The last time before that they went to the playoffs was when O.J. was running wild back in '73 when he set the record that has since been broken by Eric Dickerson. O.J. rushed for 2003. Getting colder on the Miami bench. Porter on a first down run gets to the 42-yard line. To give you an idea how dominant Shula and the Dolphins have been in this division, this is his 17th year in his previous 17 years in Miami. They've won or shared the division title 13 times.
Not this year. They're now 1-5 in the division. Buffalo is 3-3. Indianapolis will be 6-2, I believe, right? Or is it 5-2? They have the best record.
Indianapolis will be 6-2.
6-2. Yeah, they have the best division record.
But the Colts lost their starting quarterback today. We don't know for how long. Hogaboom going out with apparently a separated shoulder. Dislocated shoulder.
Yes.
You've had both. Which is worse?
Separated.
Neither is a good deal.
No. Dislocated, when they put it back in, feels a little better. Separated, takes weeks for it to get better. I slept sitting up for 10 days with a separated shoulder one time. I could not lie on my back. At least with a dislocated shoulder, once they put it in, it hurt, but it felt a lot better. Believe me, it felt a lot better.
Holding during the run, number 39 on the offense, still second down.
Come on, Crick, who's the most valuable player here?
I honestly can't pick one. I would say Kelly, Harmon, Bruce Smith, Cornelius Bennett.
Let's go this way, see if you agree with me. Let's take Ronnie Harmon. He had 120 yards rushing, and that also gives a lot of credit to the offensive line. So let's go Ronnie Harmon as our Budweiser most valuable player.
Yeah, he had a career day. The Bills don't average 120 yards rushing, at least haven't so far this season. Second and 12, back to the run, and Porter takes it out to the 40. As the game clock will tick down to the 2-minute warning. And still, 70,000 plus, almost 80,000. Sit and watch. They've seen this never.
$27-0 to score, and the report card indicates why the score is 27-0. For Miami, that streak is stopped. 23 yards rushing last week. Troy Stratford had 169 by himself.
This is only the 5th time in 18 years the Bills have beaten Miami, and they play twice this season.
Kelly's numbers. In the first half, I think he was 10 of 11. Harmon, personal best. First shutout of the Dolphins since 1982. And there's our most valuable player, Ronnie Harmon.
Out of the University of Iowa, while we have a moment, thanks to our NBC statistician Elliot Tabb, to our spotters Larry Gluck and Pete Fearley. We're down to 2 minutes to play. Harmon, remember he started the game off as the I-back. His running back coach congratulated him. There was Elijah Pitts, who played on those 5 Packard championship teams of Lombardi. And his son, Ronnie Pitts, returns punt as the DB for Buffalo. Out to the 42-yard line. Goes the carrier. Ricky Porter. Rick Draft knocks him down. Rookie linebacker for the Dolphins. Now Miami will get it back on a punt.
Again, Ronnie Harmon, our MVP.
The Most Valuable Player Award sponsored by Budweiser. Today's MVP, Ronnie Harmon from the Buffalo Bills. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's game. Schwades is back.
They're going to let the 30-second clock expire. 5 yards means nothing to them here. They want as much time off the clock as possible.
And probably at this point, Miami does too.
Yeah, I don't imagine they'll be calling timeout. Let's get out of here before somebody gets seriously injured.
But who's going to end up winning this division? Bill Polian, the general manager of the Bills, said after all their people sat down and tried to assess it, they think 9-6 would win it, but only with a tiebreaker. The 10-5 would win it outright. That means one of these teams would have to, including today's game, go on a 5-game win streak.
There is one thing that's interesting about the remaining games.
The Dolphins won today. They'd be in very good position because they'd be home for 3 of their last 4.
There seems to be one team that appears on everybody's schedule from here on out. For Buffalo, they play the Eagles in the last game of the season. Miami plays Philadelphia, second to last game of the season. I don't know who it favors.
I'll tell you, Philadelphia's doing some damage to New England. They'll be out of first place at the end of the day because of the Eagles.
Indianapolis plays here. We know that.
No, Buffalo plays at Indianapolis.
Oh, at Indianapolis, excuse me. So that favors Indianapolis because Dickerson does not like to run in the cold.
.54 seconds to go, and it'll be second down and 10 as Strock can't make the connection with Jim Jensen. The story of the Buffalo success today is going to be a continuing one because these players are young on this defense. Nesner, another rookie, is now in there at nose tackle. Bills kept 7 draft choices from the '87 draft, and all of them played. Kelly's only 27 years old. He's one of the older Buffalo Bills. Marino's only 26. Incomplete throw to Scott Schwades on an out pattern at the 45-yard line.
Tough for Miami. They're standing there on the sideline realizing they'll be home for Christmas. And for Don Shula, he won't let this team quit at all for the rest of the season, but it is basically planned for next year from here on out.
And that is the bottom line. They'll come out in the next game against the Jets and the one after that and the one after that like the playoff spot was on the line.
But you're still looking at next year. Some strange things have to happen for Miami to get back in this.
Thompson anyway. Crash Jensen can't make the reception. 45 seconds to go.
May not look nice if you're a Miami fan, but one of the things I guess you get as a football player winning 27-0 is the right to kind of rub it in a little bit. That's the way it'll stand. for Miami to get back in this, the rest of the AFC East has to lose every game, and Miami have the best record overall. Any tiebreaker, Miami loses.
Mark Tupper is down. The clock continues to run down to, as you see, 35 seconds to play. Standing in salute here in cold Buffalo. Jim Kelly, the prime mover of the Bills on offense.
That's probably fitting somewhat, too, that the offense finishes the game on the field. One snap and it's over. That was a 4th down attempt.
But the Bills have remaining at Raiders, at Colts, home to play New England, at Philadelphia.
A lot of ats in these last 4 games, huh?
Talking about a guy who can play football right there.
With a month's practice.
Cornelius Bennett.
After not having played for 10 months. A month's practice. I think if I were the Miami Dolphins, I'd go straight to the bus. Forget the shower. Get out of here.
It's final officially now, even though it was long ago. The Bills rank the Dolphins 27-0.
Two good buddies. Almost both went to Pitt. Both recruited by Pitt.
I think they're both recruited by everybody. Well, a long flight back for the Dolphins. There'll be a party in Buffalo tonight. In a moment, we'll continue to review the action of today's game. There will be better days for the Dolphins. I don't know if Buffalo's ever had a better one. 27-0 Bills. Now for Bob Trumpy, this is Don Criqui. Stay tuned for the Skins game right after these messages from your local station.